welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, to bring you another movie review your way. Yes, I know the days are dwindling down for 2020. You know, officially I was supposed to stop on the 20th of December, but I go, you know what? There's a couple of movies or TV series that I have to cover and do reviews on before the year's up, that I have to break that big announcement or deadline that I had set for myself. And what movie am I talking or breaking the rules for? Wonder Woman 84. Yes, you heard me right. I had to do it, guys. It was released Christmas Day 2020. So that's the only highlight maybe for the year for some of you guys. Maybe it was a nightmare for some of you. I don't know. For me, personally, I think it was a good gift. It was a great way to end this year, considering with all this COVID madness and stuff. But we finally got the sequel to 2017's original, starring Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, directed by PATTY Jenkins. Those three are all back in this sequel. And let me give you guys, like I always say, a little non-spoiler, and then I'll get into the spoilers, because there's not really a lot to spoil, to tell you the truth, but I'll get you the details. So, okay, here we go, guys. Let's get this going. Released by Warner Brothers Studios. It's directed by PATTY Jenkins. It's about 2 hours and 25 minutes long, guys, and there's a mid-post-credit scene, so tune in for that. It stars Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig, she plays Cheetah, Pedro Pascal, my God, what a he plays Max Powers, let's just say that. Wright, Connie Nielsen, Lilly Aspell, I think. That's the little young Diana character, guys. You got Kristoffer Polaha, very important guy. I'll leave it at that. Lucian Perez plays Alistair, guys. He's Max Powers' son. Gabriella Wilde and Doutzen Kroes. Some other female celebrities and stars, guys, that star in this one. Where do I even begin? Like I told you guys, if you guys caught my Instagram there, I'm going to give you the God honest truth about this. Going in, I didn't have super high expectations, but I wanted to see the damn movie still, if that makes sense to you. Was I let down? Or do I think all of you guys will be let down? Yes and no. Yes, if you're expecting this to be an exact duplicate or continuation of the first film, you will be disappointed. If you're looking for something different, new adventure, and something so opposite of the first film, then you'll be satisfied. People who do not compute or understand that will be disappointed, and they will totally give nasty, bad reviews or be disappointed with the film. I'll tell you right now. Is this film perfect? No. Is it cheesy? Yes. Did I appreciate it more? Yes. If you grew up in the 80s, you'll appreciate it a little bit more because it's set in 1984. That's why it's called Wonder Woman 1984. So there you go. Be warned. Pedro Pascal, amazing job in the film as the villain. Kristen Wiig did well. Was she necessary in the film? Probably not. I'll tell you guys right now. Was her character important to the whole plot from point A, point B? No. It's just another layer that they added to perhaps a slightly too long, in my personal opinion. Instead of 2 hours and 25 minutes, they could have trimmed 10 minutes somewhat near the end with this whole kind of like collage montage going on there, you know? That's the only thing I have to say. Chris Pine came back, and if you really put some thought, you kind of figure out how he comes back. You know, but it's good. The way they intertwine everything, it has just as much heart as the first one as this did. You had Diana being the one who's not fish out of water this time. It's Steve Trevor. He's out of fish out of water. You know, the twist, the whole thing is how he's back. You guys will see it. It's self-explanatory, and I kind of figured that out without even watching the film. It doesn't take rocket science to figure this out. It's like I said, it's a very simple point A to point B. You got a guy who's the villain, who wants to do well, but then he slowly gets corrupted somehow, and it leads to the end of the film where he's trying to kind of like spread his corruption with the world. Pedro Pascal's character is like an oil kind of tycoon guy who wants to kind of like scam people for their money so he can make money, but things are not going his way, so he has to find other means necessary to solve his issues at hand. Diana's doing her museum thing there. Kristen Wiig's a new character that's introduced into that same kind of world of stuff. Hard on times, neglected, emotionally abused, scared, treated very badly kind of person that looking to change her life somehow. And she kind of like meets Diana for the first time. And that's how they kind of struck up a little brief friendship. Diana kind of feels sorry for her, but then she kind of can relate a little bit to her. She kind of opens up a little bit of her past and all that crap. You've seen all this stuff in the trailers, guys. But yeah, she wants to have a life like her. Not knowing that she's Wonder Woman. She does not know she's Wonder Woman, but she slowly figures it out. You know, that's kind of like one of the... everybody kind of figured out who the hell she was eventually. But I love the fact that the connection between her and Steve, when he does show up, phenomenal. You feel that connection. You feel that emotional grit. She has to make a very tough decision midpoint of the film or close to the end that it's going to hurt her a little bit. She's going to take it a little bit too hard there, and it's a must-do situation there. You'll figure it out. Like I said, you'll get certain things, and you get certain things taken away from you as to what I'm going to tell about you. Say that to you guys until I get the spoiler portion. But overall, it's a good film. Like I said, it's totally different. It kind of reminds me them kind of like just doing a different complete storyline. She does reveal a couple of powers. I'm just going to say that. She does get a couple of two powers that revealed, which you could probably figure out one from the trailer. I'm just going to leave it at that. The other one was kind of like, oh, okay. And the whole gold armor, that's going to be explained as well, you know, and why she has it, you know. The first two, I guess, segments or portions of the film were okay. A little bit, you know, drawn out. If you're looking to find a film that you're going to see total Wonder Woman kicking ass throughout the whole film, it's not going to happen. It's more story-driven rather than more with Diana than her being Wonder Woman. But when she gets to be Wonder Woman, holy crap, that mall scene is pretty cool. You've seen that desert scene with the truck flipping and stuff like that. That's another cool scene. The end scene at the end, the last third segment of the film is good. I can tell you guys right now, the third part or the third act of this film is better than the third act of the other ones. Overall, which one do I prefer more? It's really hard for me to recommend anything. Like, I love the first one except the third act. This one, I loved several elements of this as opposed to the first one. But it's night and day, guys. One's set in the 1980s. The other one's World War I believe, or World War II, right? So it feels totally different. You know, it's Diana first coming to the the world of man and kind of being exposed and all that innocence. She still has the innocence and that carefree kind of attitude in this one. Even when the bad people are doing her wrong in this film, she still wants to help them out and give them second chances kind of thing. The CGI, that's what a lot of people bitched and complained about in this film, that the CGI was horrendous. It was bad. It doesn't take you guys out of the film. I'll tell you guys right now. There's a couple of scenes that you see in the film that you're like, yeah, that looks like it's a green screen and she's there, you know, and there's, you know, scenes that she's running. I'll just leave it at that. That kind of like, they could have done a better job. But, and, you know, near the end as well, but not to the point that you're like, you know what? That ruined the film. I can't watch this. You're not going to enjoy it. It's bullshit. I'll tell you guys straight up like that. It doesn't take you out of there. And people who just knocked on it, that it's not this, it's not, like I said, trying to make a point. It's kind of like, if you can imagine how the first two Thor films were, and then we got Ragnarok, how I did a complete 360. Well, it's kind of like that without rebooting the character. Because the first Thor movie was decent. The second one was kind of like, what the hell happened? And the third one was totally different. We got a totally different Thor, funnier Thor, comedic. The Thor that we all love right now, especially, that makes him one of the best thing. Kind of same thing kind of thing with Diana or Wonder Woman. You got one version over here. You got a totally different one here. This is more like comic booky. I'll just say that. So it's kind of like 1990s film, how the original Spider-Man movies and all that shit were, the early superhero films. That's what this is, guys. Okay? Funny at points, yes. At other points, it didn't land. But overall, it was good. You got Wonder Woman on screen. Like, when she was in the suit, phenomenal. When she was in the suit, she was still good. But it was more story-driven rather than action. It didn't have shit blow up for no reason. She had a fight. She got in her outfit, basically, is the way it is, you know? And her whip did a whole bunch of crazy stuff that you guys see in the film. It kind of gives you an explanation of that. Like I said, the airplane scene you guys will see yourself. But overall, I enjoyed it. I don't know what people are saying that it's bad and they're giving all these low scores. I don't believe in scores. Trust me. It's either would you watch the damn thing or wouldn't you watch the damn thing? And I say you watch the damn thing. Patty Jenkins, like I said, it's, in my personal opinion, not as good as the first one, but very close second. I'll tell you right now. You know, like I said, there's moments that I like the second one better than the first one and vice versa. The third act, guys, the first one, if that third act had the way this one was built up a little bit, it would be better. But could have had more action. That's the only thing I would say. But that's how it is. These things are more heart and story driven, like drama and all that shit, rather than the Batman blows shit up and things go whatever thing. So, like I said, if you're expecting something like that, like the first one, don't. I'm telling you right now, I can see, you know, but that's not a reason why you should hate it. It's just like a different take on Wonder Woman for this film. Like, they just went in a different direction, like they did with Thor Ragnarok with Thor. Same kind of thing. But it's still Diana, and it's still Chris Pine's character, Steve Trevor. Phenomenal. Like, you believed it, and it's pretty cool. Some sad moments that you guys will get. Kristen Wiig is cool. The Cheetah thing, yeah, you'll see the special effects, guys. Shot at night to kind of cover up a little bit here and there. That's what I mean by the special effects. But I don't think it's going to take you guys out from there. Like I said, it's just 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, a little too long, in my personal opinion. But all the actors brought it. It looks good. The mascara at the beginning is phenomenal. But I think you guys will totally enjoy it. Some people like it as much as more. My nephew watched it with me. He said he likes it better than the first one. But I don't know if he remembers the first one. This one's more, and he's like 8 years old. So if he likes it and he's 8 years old, he's found it like, man, this is like the coolest movie I've seen in a long time. So if he likes it, then I think you guys are going to like it 100%. And he's not the kind of guy that, you know, it'll stay for a 2-hour, 3-hour movie. And he was there for like 2 hours and 25 minutes and watch it from beginning to end. So I think you guys will do the same. Okay, spoilers, guys. I'll put the spoiler sign there. It's not too much to reveal. I'm just going to give you a little bit details that kind of got me excited or not excited there. But for the most part, it opens up with their mascara. You've seen in the trailer. If you guys went online, you could see it. It opens up her running, and it kind of lets us revisit, you know, Robin Wright's character, her mother, and all the Amazons doing the Olympics thing in there. And she kind of like learns a lesson that the truth is more important than always winning kind of crap. And that kind of plays into what the end happens to her, and she kind of like realizes that, hey, you know what, you can't be living a lie. You got to live the truth, because the truth will reveal everything pretty much. The whole Steve Trevor shit there, I kind of figured it out, and I think you guys will figure it out too. He inhabits the body of another guy at the beginning. That's why when she first looks at him, she's looking at him like, what the hell, who's this guy? And then it slowly kind of like, you can see his image appear in the sky, and that's the kind of crazy bit that they go to his apartment and they kind of look at the clothes that he's trying on that you guys see in the trailer, which was kind of a little cheesy for me. Like, you could have left it for a couple things and that's it, but it just kept on going. Kristen Wiig's character was cool. The way she was introduced, you know, she got picked on, bitched at, and shit like that. Diana ends up feeling sorry for her and strikes up a, you know, relationship with her that she, you know, she wants to emulate her later. That whole damn relic thing is in play here, guys. It's some sort of crystal that was created, some sort of god that gives you the ability to grant wishes, and that's what happens. She kind of says, you know what, I wish Steve Trevor shows up again. That's what she really wanted, and she gets it. But it's give and take, right? I think they call it a monkey paw kind of situation, that you may want something, but you're going to have to give something important to you in order to get what you want, right? So some people, for her, she slowly was losing her powers. So balance at the end, the whole thing, it was either give up Steve again and save the world, or let the world rot and lose your powers. And it was pretty neat to see her vulnerable, her like getting beat up, and you see blood on her and her face all marked up and shit. You never seen that in any of the films up to now, which is pretty cool. Cheetah was cool. Kristen Wiig, the special effects were kind of like lame. That's why it was shot in dark. The gold armor, her in the gold armor, phenomenal. And the way they explain that is apparently there was the greatest Amazon sacrificed herself to defeat or delay the advancement of man back in the day, and she sacrificed herself and left behind this armor that's pretty much what it needs to be, And this is the big spoiler, guys. This is why that armor belonged to Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman. She's in the mid-sub credit thing there. So watch till the end. You'll see that. I'm like, hold on, is that Wonder Woman? And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, it's the original one. That's whose armor that belongs to, right? The original Amazon that wore that. But when she wore that armor, phenomenal. The way shards were breaking when she was fighting with that cheetah. That scene is at the end, that she flies in with the gold armor and shit. 2 powers she possesses. The jet, she makes it invisible, okay? So that's the whole invisible jet. She's able to do so. And the other cool power is, we knew it, because if you guys are Wonder Woman fans, which I never followed too much in the comic books, I'm not going to lie to you guys and bullshit you and say, yep, I knew that. She had all these powers and I can tell you all the details of Wonder Woman. No damn clue. As a person who's like an outsider who didn't really follow Wonder Woman, but I knew pretty much all there is there from her lasso and all that shit. Wow, she got the ability to fly. When she finally said goodbye, like that heartfelt goodbye to Trevor, that, hey, you got to do it. You got to let me go, man. Move on. A, B, C, and D. You can't not have your powers just to keep me here. The world needs you. It's, and all that same shit speech. It's pretty sad. She kind of turns, and that's when she kind of books it down the street and latches herself onto airplane, and then lightning bolts as she's going towards the thing. She picks up her gold armor and kind of takes out with her. You got Pedro's character, Max Lord. Holy shit. You felt for the guy. Like, she really did a good job of you feeling for what he was doing, what he needed to do. He was an oil tycoon, scamming people, and there was no oil, and then he wanted to grant someone a wish, and then he ends up fusing or becoming this crystal thing that grants wishes, and then he just kind of got power hungry with, I'll grant you a wish, just because he wanted more and more and more. Apparently he has a kid. He has a kid in it, Alistair. That kind of broke him at the end to kind of like, hey, you don't care about the world, because there's no way she was going to stop him. So she kind of got him to kind of like think about what was really important to him, which was his kid, and getting the approval of his kid. And that's kind of how he kind of ends it, and kind of ends up meeting up with his kid there. And I'm telling you, from nuclear bombs dropping and shit, like the world went to shits. Like people wishing people dead. It was crazy. Like that whole montage shit there could have been cut down by 10 minutes. You didn't have to show me every single place on the face of the earth and everything. That I can understand people why they're like, oh, come on, what, But that's not a reason why to hate it. Special effects, like I said, overall, the scene that she runs in the desert and she's kind of, looks like she's in front of a green screen. You could see it when she just starts to run. You go, that's so damn fake. I'll tell you right now. There's one that she's running in the alley. Looks like she's kind of like skipping along. There's one scene when she's flying near the end that you could tell it looks like a green screen. But you know what? None of those scenes will take you out of the film. Yeah, the CGI was not the greatest. I'm telling you, not every film is the greatest, but they could have tweaked it. And then near the end, you could tell, because since this was dropped Christmas time, I think they reshot the ending maybe again at the film, and they kind of done it maybe a couple of months ago, knowing that's going to come during Christmas, like in November or October even, with Gal there. It's Christmas, right? So they shot the Christmas thing, the snowflakes and all that shit, and kids throwing snowballs at each other, and she kind of sees this guy who's standing in for Steve Trevor on the side, and they kind of like talk a little bit, and he's wearing the funny clothes. You get the little... Pretty much you've seen all the funny stuff on TV, guys. Like, there's nothing like, oh, cool. But, there's some scenes that he's flying the jet and he's kind of getting all excited like how a kid does. And she's kind of explaining a few things here and there. Clothing. You've seen the arcades. If you grew up in the 80s, you'll appreciate it. The market scene was pretty cool. She's kind of like still kind of hiding here and there. She doesn't like the attention. Kristen Wiig's character kind of did that. She slowly evolved. Like I said, it was just sometimes crammed too much in there. If you just had Pedro Pascal's character, it was cool. Anytime he's on screen, gold. Like, you were just watching everything, and especially if you watch The Mandalorian, you really fell in love with this guy. Like, you felt sorry for him. Patty Jenkins wanted you to feel sorry for him, and you did, But, yeah, even with Steve Trevor, you knew he was going to eventually go, That was cool. It was cool seeing them fight with each other in our time. It was a nice glimpse to see what Wonder Woman would look like now during us, even though it was like 20 years ago almost, compared to World War II. Night and day. A lot more brighter, more vibrant. 1980s vibe, guys. That's what we got. It's a little cheesy. The cars, explosions. The action scenes were cool when they happened. 3/4 of the film, there's no action. So if you expected action, go back home. But different. It's a different take, guys. The first film we got gritty, World War II or World War I. This one we got 1980s, vibrant, fun-loving, cheesy. Whatever the 80s were, that's what this film was. It was supposed to be fun, and like I said, it was just another version of Wonder Woman. It was like basically like another story of Wonder Woman. It wasn't like it was dark and gritty in this one. You gotta do the same damn thing. We got the same exact thing, like I was saying earlier in this video, with Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is a hell of a different movie compared to the other two Thor. So if you guys didn't bitch about that, you shouldn't bitch up and cry about this in this film. Like overall, like I liked it. Was it as good or well written, in my opinion, as the first one? Probably not. Third act, still better than the first film's third act. The first two acts in the first film are a little bit better, in my opinion, towards this, but everything flowed better from point A to B in the second film, in this film, Wonder Woman 84, than that one. Yeah, you know, certain things is like, oh, come on, you're doing that? Like, Nah. You know what? She still did a good job, in my opinion. Like I said, it's tough. I think for a lot of us, personally, we waited for this film to come out so long since June that our expectations level were here already. And then as we're waiting, the anticipation brought it even higher. So when we finally watched something and it wasn't exactly what all we wanted, everybody shit the bed on it. And you know what? It doesn't deserve it. I'll tell you right now. You know, I've seen people giving like a 6 score and a 4 score. Like, grow the hell up, guys. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if you're comparing this film, you're giving it basically a 4, like Birds of Prey. So now you tell me now where your logic is with that. Like, you rank this film as bad as Birds of Prey or Suicide Squad, and it's no way close in that league at all. Like, not even on par on those films. It's well above. Like, this one comes slightly below the first one. I think I gave the first one, like, if I had to give it a rank, like, I would give it, like, an 8 out of 10. This one probably gets, like, a 7.5, in my personal opinion. Because, like I said, I wanted more action, but just because I wanted more action doesn't mean the movie's shit, to tell you the truth. But those are my thoughts for Wonder Woman 84. I totally recommend you guys checking this out. Don't listen to anybody. All you got to listen to is my voice, because I'm right. Don't listen to donkeys. Like I told you guys, I'm not a critic. I'm a fan. I personally liked it, and based on what I like, I go by what I think the rest of you guys like, you know. And if I liked it, and my nephew, which is just a casual movie fan, as much as he likes superheroes, he liked it, and he's a kid. He's an 8-year-old kid that this thing hardly had any action in it, and he still loved it. That goes to tell you everything, right? But it's for all ages. It's PG. It's like 2 hours and 25 minutes. If you have a chance to see it and stream it, go ahead, watch it. It's worth it. I'll definitely be buying this on 4K or Blu-ray or whatever the hell when it comes out, when it does come out. So there you go, guys. That's my Wonder Woman 84 movie review right here on the Movie Throne. Check out my other content. Like, share, and subscribe. This might be the final review right here on the channel until sometime next year when I do return again. If I return, depends on you guys. There's a lot of content for you guys to watch. And of course, check out our Instagram page, which I might be dropping the occasional quick little live movie reviews on there for the next, several months until I get my butt back on YouTube, because I'm working on some other projects, guys. Projects that I've been putting on hold for the last 15, 20 years of my life that I'm going to actually dive back in and proceed. Green light for the king, right? New year. New beginning, new direction perhaps. I don't know. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the other content on this video. Check out my other YouTube channel. Check out the podcast Outlaws. Season 1 is up. 6 episodes. Season 2 will be sometime next year. I don't know when exactly, but it'll be eventually, because I know you guys will miss the other King Kansas in person. So until then, Be the hell good. Check out Wonder Woman 84.